Good morning, Oak Park School. Today is Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. Our special student guest for this morning's news is Kyle. At this time, would you please stand and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance?
Go for it. United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would you please remain standing as we recite our Panther Pledge?
Today, I will be respectful, on task, accepting, and responsible. I am an Oak Park Panther. Hear me roar!
You may be seated. Thank you for your help and for doing a great job this morning. We will now pause for a brief moment of silence, which is a time that can be used for our own personal thoughts, prayers, or quiet reflection. Here is another Tuesday tip for American Sign Language from Ms. Kraft.
Hi, my name is Mrs. Kraft. Welcome to another Tuesday tip. Today our topic that we're going to focus on is deaf etiquette. When you're interacting with a deaf child and all, it's important to remember these tips. When you're speaking to a deaf child, be clear. The English language can be very wordy, so keep it concise in your statements. Sign when possible. If you know the signs, use them. If you don't know the signs, then learn them or ask me. Sign directly to the child. This is more when you're using an interpreter, and don't look at the interpreter and go, tell him I said, and I'll look directly at the deaf child and state what you're going to say, and the interpreter will interpret for you, or I'll interpret for you. Be respectful of other people's choices. Some students wear hearing aids, some students don't wear hearing aids, some students wear cochlear implants. It's a very personal choice, and it depends on the different types of hearing loss that there are. So just be respectful of people's choices when what they're using for their hearing loss. Don't over enunciate your words, because then it over exaggerates your lips and it's not clear as to what your meaning of your words are. They sound different, they look different, your facial expression looks different. Remember to face the deaf child and to give them visual cues. A lot of people that I'm seeing, sometimes they forget, and so they might be asking a student to comply or to stand up or to do something, and they're behind them. So the deaf child doesn't see what's happening. And if you're trying to get a deaf student off a bus, and I'll have the bus attendant tap them on the shoulder and then kind of gesture, come on up here to get them off the bus. Make eye contact, don't mumble, don't look away, don't cover your mouth, don't chew gum, don't eat food while you're trying to talk to a deaf child. Interesting point, did you know that only 14 to 28% of the English language is made on your lips? So if you understand English and its syntax and its idioms and its slang and the lighting is right and your hand's not over your mouth, the best you can do with a conversation is 28%. So lip reading is very difficult. Okay, well, until next time, Panthers, say it with your paws.
Today we have some very special storytelling from the Literacy Lab. Here is Mrs. Manson to tell us more about it.
Good morning, friends. On today's special Literacy Lab segment, we're going to be taking a look back at Literacy Week. On Wednesdays, we featured Whale of a Tale, and this morning we're going to take you behind the scenes to see how Miss Mary Elisa has helped her students write some super tall tales. The stories from Jason Rawley's and Losha Tomlinson's students are really funny stories. Please pay close attention and you'll see how their students are learning to make choices, selecting the story's characters, the settings, using describing words, and how they're looking for some character features to exaggerate. A link to the full-length story is included in the link to today's news. So please sit back and relax and enjoy the stories.
In this story, we came up with a character, and we all pretty much decided on a turtle as our character. Although Axel thought that maybe he showed me. What did you want to do, Axel? Not a tiger. What did you want to do? Oh yes, a panther. He thought maybe we should do a panther as our. And Artem had picked a bear, but we voted and we came up with a turtle. So the setting,
Don't worry.
some people talked about the ocean, right? Abby wanted to pick, where did you pick? What was the setting gonna be? Remember, we have to go to our places. We go to our places. And which, did you want the school, the ocean, or at home? Where will this story take place?
Now let's finish up our morning with Tuesday Newsday, your weekly chance to hear about something positive happening in the world. Researchers harness sunlight to produce both power and food using light to improve each harvest. Scientists working in techno-agricultural have found that by covering crops with canopies of translucent solar panels, they can separate the light which generates energy from the light that leads to photosynthesis in plants. This not only means a farmer could generate solar energy and crops at the same time, but better crops and more energy than can be achieved with the two operations separately. Different colored light from our sun impacts biology on Earth in different ways. The blue spectrum of sunlight, for example, is what life uses to detect daytime and is a trigger for major hormonal shifts in animals and plants, from active to inactive behaviors. Red light, on the other end, is preferentially what plants use to turn carbon dioxide into sugars. Red light isn't as hot as blue light, and plants exposed to growing conditions with red light spectra show less heat stress than those exposed to blue light. Blue light, on the other hand, is what is needed to generate solar power in any meaningful way. With this in mind, Associate Professor Maji Abu Najim from the University of California, Davis, tested organic solar panels made from translucent material that absorb the blue light to generate electricity, but allow the red light with its longer wavelengths to pass through the crops below. We hope you have a great day, Panthers, and like always, continue to roar!